Right, so we're here at the Salt Lake City Major where we're going to be getting the full reveal of Operation System Override, which is bringing us the remaster to Dokkaebi, which I just want to jump straight into and talk about with. We've got Josh and we've got Chris. We're going to start off with Josh, if you would like to introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
My name's Joshua Mills. I'm the creative director on Siege.
We're going to talk about Dokkaebi because I want to jump back to, I think it was Paris, where we got the Year 11 reveal. You mentioned that through her experience with the Keres Legion and Phobos and what's happened to her, that Dokkaebi is getting some changes. Can we talk about this progression in Dokkaebi's story and what's led her to this point?
There's a lot that's happened with Dokka. Like obviously she was captured, and that'll do a number on you. But it also gave her access to Keres' network, which is why it showed up in Dual Front as well. Like you'll notice that whenever the assignment was updated, she had custom like malware essentially that was allowed to interact with that assignment, but it's the same thing. It's continuing on this where like she's updated the way that she approaches how she handles situations, and she wants to be more of an aggressor and less of the support to a certain degree as well, like take action in her own hands, which is what has led to some of the essence of how she rolls about the game now.
I think she's coming at a very interesting time because I know we're talking about this season, but a few seasons ago we had the remaster of Thatcher, and Thatcher in Dokkaebi has been a story arc for years, the sort of older, old-fashioned SAS soldier compared to this new era of, you know, what Rainbow is, and we had that whole thing with Hammer and Scalpel and everything like that. To me, at least, when I saw Thatcher's remaster, I saw the Dokkaebi influence all over it, the more understanding and openness to use tech, but still with its criticisms. Of course, he has the DMR, and I actually noticed that with his elite skin, it's very Dokkaebi themed. Yet, like the DMR as well being a Dokkaebi weapon, I feel like there's a inverse of this season because Dokkaebi is now getting an assault rifle, something which Thatcher had as well. So it was a cool, whether that was intentional or not.
Believe it or not, a lot of this, like these different hooks were there. Like, I mean, I think it's important to say that Dokka softened Thatcher in a way. As much as he would hate to see like obviously he hated what happened to her, it did harden her, but not to the point that it broke who her character is. And that's why when you hear the Jaco payload, which is the new malicious code that she's sending to defenders' phones, it still has the like, it has a laugh, it has a little personality in it. What it really came down to was there was a question of whether we included that at all, or we just went straight dark and make it actually very, very grim and lean more, again, to this era that Deimos kind of brought upon us. But when she was extracted by Clash, like ages ago, and as she's being airlifted out, the sun catches her face, and like she looks rough when that happened, like she's coming out, but you see just that little smirk come back. It showed that it didn't break her, but it definitely changed her.
I've just loved that story arc so far, and I think it's perfect that those two have been like the two back-to-back remasters as well. It just, obviously you build to stuff, but you didn't think all the way back then that these would be getting a remaster in the future, but it's the way it's turned out that it looks like such a natural progression for their stories. It's truly something special.
100%. It's been a heck of a moment, and I remember it was the point where we were still figuring out her design and like building this out, and then I kind of had that thought process of looking at her and going like, what if, like, because there was teeth, it was missing teeth. That was ultimately what the conversation was, and we were trying to figure out, well, how do we push it? And then that's when I started to like rewatch a bunch of the stuff about her character development and then look for it. And again, the smirk, I looked for it to make sure that, like, I'm like, the smirk was there. I remember this. Like, I got to make sure it was still there, because then it kind of set the tone. And I remember going back to the team, and you probably remember this, and be like, all right, so shit's going dark, and then kind of bring it in to set that tone. And it was a really fortunate occurrence that it kind of all played in together. But the second we found that the hook, it was like, okay, make sure everything drives to what was it, and like stitch it together. And our realization and universe teams are insane. Like you've had the opportunity to talk to Peter and Emily. They do such a good job, and they, like, I remember sitting with them, rolling it past them. They're like, yep, that'll work. We can figure this out. So, and it was.
I think, like, to just close off this entire point here, I think the best thing that represents what you've said is actually when you look at her new operator icon, because it's like, it's the same, it's still the little icon, but it's a little bit angrier now. Yeah. And that captures that essence perfectly. It's like, it's still her, but there's a little bit more grudge now. Yes. So I think that, like, is just like the perfect representation of it.
Yeah, and like, I mean, as like you've read all the different things about the different operators and everything that's happened to the team over the course of, like, again, Deimos' introduction and how he sends shockwaves through everybody, it's like everybody has some sort of a scar from it. So this is how hers is, showing.
Thank you very much for that. We're going to jump over to Chris here. If you would like to introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
Absolutely. So I'm Christopher Budgens. I'm game director for Rainbow Six Siege, handle all the live content.
Dokkaebi, of course, massive thing coming this season, but Rank 3.0 is probably not just one of the biggest changes this year, it's the biggest changes in years, and everyone loves Ranked. Well, maybe not everyone, but I love Ranked, and there's so many of you who like Ranked. How does it feel approaching Rank 3.0? And I'd also like to pick your brain on some common questions I think we're going to get for it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does feel like a long time coming. So Rank 2.0 launched in year 7, season 4, and we had an immediate kind of appreciation of it at the beginning, and then that soured over time. And since then, we have been working on, okay, well, what's next for Ranked? And we've actually done workshops with our content creators. We've been really working with our different player bases and getting feedback on, okay, what's the future of Rank actually look like? And we're happy to say that Rank 3.0 takes a lot of lessons learned from Rank 1.0 and Rank 2.0.
So one of the things that we know is back is placement matches. We've opted for 5 compared to Ranked 1.0, which also had placement matches, which was 10. What comes the decision to half that? Is it engagement? Is it making those 5 matches actually more valuable than the 10 were, which makes it, I guess, even more competitive?
Yeah, so it's a couple of points, to be honest. So in Ranked 1.0, we had a lot of players leave us after their 10 placements. So they would do their 10 placements, they'd get their starting rank, and then they would just leave, and then we'll see them next season. So one thing we thought about is that too much to ask of a player to do 10 matches in order to kind of start their seasonal journey? Additionally, we introduced this rewards tracker. So we have a new progression rewards track that's coming with Rank 3.0. There's a lot of rewards on there. Every time you win a match, you get 2 points. Every time you lose a match, you get 1 point. And every 10 points, you get a reward. And that goes on for quite a long time. So that reward track unlocks after the placements have finished. So you'll have a seasonal reset. Your seasonal reset will give you your, on the back where you're roughly going to start. But those placement matches have a lot more weight than a normal match does. So those 5 placement matches can really shock where your starting of the season is going to begin. And then once those 5 placement matches have finished, the new rewards track opens up and you start your seasonal grind to get all those rewards and see where you can end as your final rank.
So it's still keeping the competitiveness of achieving ranks and sort of consequence of losing games, but you're still getting stuff in return even for being there. Not like a participation trophy. Some people would call Rank 2.0 a bit of a battle pass. Whereas, no, the rank is still the hard-hitting thing, but we're still going to give you additional reward even if you're losing. Separate from the rank itself. You can get the rewards even if you're champion or even if you're gold, per se.
Yeah, absolutely. There are still some rank-based rewards, like, say, the charm. Once you unlock it on the rewards track, that'll be based on your final rank of the season. So you'll get let's just say you finish gold, you'd still get gold, silver, bronze, copper, and so on. But exactly as you just described. So the best way to rank up in Siege is just to play a lot, and so that way we're no longer using the rank to be the progression track, right? So now the rank is just doing what a rank does. It shows where you stand within the community, and the rewards track is the rewarding aspect. So you start grinding those rewards, but at the same time, your rank is reflecting, where you're standing in the community. It's the best way to get a higher rank is just play the game a whole bunch.
And learn from your mistakes, because that's how I learn. Another massive thing I think people will ask here is, of course, rank is the biggest thing. Even though people have their criticisms of Rank 2.0, they still care about their rank and they love their current rank. Is it going to be a hard reset going into 3.0, or is it going to take your, hidden MMR from 2.0 and maybe have some of that into play when we all go back to, no placement matches have been done? Are we all starting from the very same baseline, or is it a bit of Rank 2.0's ending position that's being used there?
Yeah, so as you said, it's the hidden MMR that we have in Rank 2.0 will be the starting position before the soft reset goes into play. So we're not going to do a hard reset for everyone, but I will give you a little bit of a glimpse of, of how things are going to work. At the top end, we are going to squish a lot of you guys together. So those chaotic matches that everyone's looking for the placements, it's going to be a lot more chaotic at the top end of our skill level than it will be at the bottom. Mostly because, if you're a silver, you don't want to show up first day of the season and, run into some of our pros. Yeah, exactly. So, but at that top end, Emerald and above, that's really where you're looking for kind of chaos and also maybe opportunity, right? Like, let me prove I can take on these guys. So there is a little more chaotic placements that happen at the top end of our skill levels, top ranks, I should say. But it's more of a soft reset for everybody else.
So to sort of give a final point on the rank 3.0, we've got some new designs for ranks, but it's still the same ranks that we know and love, you know, copper, bronze, silver, and all that. Champions having a bit of changes with the introduction of the Legends division. You'd like to give that a little bit of a rundown for the people who not heard of it?
Absolutely. So we're introducing champion divisions. So we have champion 5, champion 4, and so on. Champion 1 is going to be tough to get. And for season 2, that's where the leaderboard is going to live. So we have a champions leaderboard in ranked. Previously in rank 2.0, we only had one champion rank, and that's where the leaderboard would exist if you were one of the top players. That's being moved to champion 1 for season 2. Until next season following, which is season 3, with the introduction of Legend Division, the champions leaderboard will be removed, and if you want the leaderboard competitive experience, you'll find that in the Legend Division.
Which is solo queue?
Which is solo queue only, yes.
So I want to thank you both for that, but I've got one question for both of you each. I know it's hard to play favorites with your kids. What's your favorite operator?
Oh, what's my favorite operator? So I'm a mute. I'm like a really hardcore mute guy. I think I can be really beneficial to my team in many different ways. I think a lot about where to put my mute jammers, and I'm pretty crazy with that shotgun. So yeah, I think mute's probably my favorite.
Even up until this point, I'm still diehard Thermite. Oh, yeah. Like I love the guy. I love his voice lines. I love everything going on. But I'll admit, I've moved away from breaching a little bit more recently, and I'm running into a couple different positions. But I think on the defense side, for me, like I've been running more Denari. Oddly enough,
he has been out for what, 2 seasons now? Yeah. He is currently my most played defender in Siege.
What?
Yes. Like over, it used to be Fenrir, which I know people will judge me for. It's like, if you look at my most played off, it's like Monty, Fenrir, Denari. It's like, I'm the reason why counters get introduced to this game.
Yeah. So like, again, Thermite's always my guy. Like, is always going to be like probably my favorite. I don't think I'll ever be able to let that go. But yeah, I've been playing a lot more Denari. But just the amount of chaos you can do and the amount of like delay you can like push on an attacking team, it's so good. So yeah.
All right, thank you guys very much. I appreciate that, and look forward to the new season.